Hey Legacy Builders, welcome back to Mind Your Money. Today's video is my debt confession 2024. I am going to be talking about the debt and the debt that we have right now on our credit card, which has a very high interest rate. We need to look at some details to see what the interest rate is. It's 28.15% variable. Our statement date is the 20th of each month.
I want to read Super Mario.
Okay.
Kart.
And where is Super Mario Kart?
Not that.
This one? This is Super Mario Brothers. I don't see Super Mario Kart.
Oh,
take
I
this
know where
one.
it is.
There you go.
Thank you, Mommy.
Payment due date is the 16th. The 16th of each month. But I make payments like every day, almost every other day. So we don't have a minimum payment due right now. Whew. Okay. So we have to deal with this. We have to deal with the debt, and we're about to get into how much interest we were charged, dollar amount, and what our plan is for getting rid of the debt. Okay. We need to ban credit card debt. Like, seriously, we need to ban it. All right. Okay. So in this video, I'm going to walk through my debt confession, and I'm doing this in a few different ways, and I hope you can follow along with me. So how did we get here? Well, the first thing is looking through all of the transactions that we made. Since I do track very meticulously, you can see there's DoorDash. That's everywhere we spent money. And most of it is DoorDash. And we'll count together because this is my debt confession. So I'm going to show you, being transparent. DoorDash on October 2nd, food, $85. DoorDash for food, $19. DoorDash on the 5th, just 3 days later, $18. DoorDash food, $17. DoorDash food, $60. And it goes on, you guys. DoorDash, $34. DoorDash, $22. DoorDash, $28. DoorDash, $26. And then we had some bills and some other things that I bought. And then it was more DoorDash, $48. DoorDash, $31. DoorDash, $51. DoorDash, $2. DoorDash, $36. Goodies, food, $16. Dunkin' Donuts. But most of it was DoorDash. Then looking at November of 2023, going to my expense tracker, I had to use two because we were spending so much, right? November is where we really got caught up. Everything that's not shaded in, right? Those are expenses that we still need to pay back, which is a part of what I'm going to confess today, how we plan to get these charges paid off. So then we can move into December and look at all of the December charges and pay them piece by piece. A lot of these, food, McDonald's, DoorDash, Dunkin' Donuts, some Amazon things, a lot of those purchases though from Amazon where you're seeing $300, Target, $300, and then there's another Amazon, $300, Primark, $100, Amazon for baby things, $174, Amazon bedding, purifiers, etc., $300. Those expenses were related to the baby that we were having, and they were necessary expenses. They were not unnecessary expenses. We're banning credit card debt because interest is ridiculous, and we're not trying to pay all of our money or give our money away to the credit card company for interest. That's not where it's at. So that's how we got here, okay? We got here because we were spending. One, I was pregnant. So in the first and even in the second trimester, I was extremely nauseous, had so much food aversion, and just tired, and just life things happening. So it was easier to order the DoorDash, okay? It was easier to have food delivered or pick up food on the way home. DoorDash was the number one culprit, but there was also McDonald's at times. I did see Dunkin' Donuts on there quite a bit. So these are the reasons. These are the reasons why we spent a lot. Food. That's what we're paying back. food that we have already eaten and digested from October until March of 2024. From October 2023 to March 24, this is where we are. These are the charges, most of the charges that we have to pay back for food. And then you have to think about diapers for baby. We needed, I'm just going to put health related things for baby. And that's, your humidifiers, your air purifiers, and then all of the things to make sure baby is okay. Thermometer, etc. And bath things for baby. And just things to love on baby. So this is all baby stuff. Furniture for baby. That was a big thing. Food and baby stuff. This is how we got here. This is how we got here. What in the world did I spend my money on? Has anybody seen that Risa Tisa TikTok phenomenon? Like I was invested in that, honey. If I wasn't nursing the baby or getting the kids ready for school or dealing with some family stuff, I had my phone on and I watched all the way from episode 1 through episode 52. It was something else. But anyway, this is how we got here. Interest rates. So I'm looking at my Capital One credit card right now on my computer, and I'm telling you in real time our interest rates are ridiculously high. So for this credit card, our current APR is 28.15%. This is how much interest we're charged on outstanding charges, expenses. That's what it is. And our current balance, I'm recording this on March 11th. Our current balance is $8,606.09. That's how much we owe between what we've outstanding charges from November all the way through today's date, March 11th. So I'm just going to say November of 2023 until 3 of 2024. We are over limit, which is a bad thing, but there are a couple of things that's happening. I have a pending payment that I made on March 10th. It's still pending for $93. So that will bring this down. So our balance, our credit limit is $8,500. $86.06 means we're $106.09 over the limit. Minus the $93, oh no, plus the $93 is what I should have done. So we're actually $13.09 over the limit right now because of that pending payment. While we are paying off November's charges, our current month's bills and other things that we need are being charged to the card. Plus, we had some interest. So, of course, that keeps bringing the balance up, even though we're making payments consistently. So let me tell you some other things. Before I get ahead of myself, I'm going to go next to what our statement date is, because this is the current APR. This is the current balance where we are right now. And we're $13 over the limit. Our statement date is the 20th, correct? Let's see. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm not lying to myself. Yes, our statement date is the 20th. And what that means is this is the date that the credit card holder, the credit card company, notifies credit bureaus how much of a balance you have outstanding, how much debt or credit card balance you owe. So our last statement date was the 20th, which means our statement date is the 20th of each month. And then we have the payment due date, which is different from the statement date. So you could make the payment after that, or you could make the payment by the statement date or before the statement date, so that whatever they're reporting to the credit bureaus, it shows as less. But our payment date for this card is the 16th of each month. And I make payments every single day most of the time. So this was our last payment for February. For March, it's going to be March 20th for the statement date and March 16th for the payment due date. But I don't have a minimum payment due because I'm always making a payment. I'm consistently every single week, every day I check my expenses. I check what's on my credit card statement, what is pending, what is posted, what can we pay right now. But every week at least every week I'm making a payment. So I'm never in danger of being past due or getting interest charges for late payments. I don't have that. So as of right now, there's no minimum payment due, which is a great thing. So I'm happy about that. But however, we do have some interest that was charged. So let's talk about the interest on this Quicksilver credit card. This is how I was tracking our credit card expenses in January on paper. And I was scrolling through my transactions, scrolling with my finger here, and I see our first interest charge, our first since October, when I told you we were starting to get, our head was covered at that point with credit, with, past due payments. Our first charge was posted on the 22nd of January, $193.23 plus an extra 2 cents. Why? Because I took a cash advance. So I was just in a quick moment. I needed some cash. I actually was getting my 3 boys haircuts and it cost $60 plus tip. And I didn't have the cash. I didn't want to use my debit card at the ATM inside of the barbershop. So I used my credit card, which is the first time in years, over a decade, that I've ever used my credit card. I've used my credit card for a cash advance. So this is how much? $194, let's say, in interest. That was January. This is February's expense tracking worksheet in my tool notebook. On the 20th, we were added interest, $190.73. So that was $194 plus another $191. So far, 2 months, $385, just interest alone. That hurts a lot. Now we can look at March. When I'm recording, I have only tracked up till the 2nd of March. And for me, there hasn't been any interest added because we're recording on March 11th. So no interest yet for March. And I'm hoping that with the large payment that I plan to make, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, I won't be charged nearly as much in interest. And if you noticed, January's interest charges were more than February's interest charges by about $4. So with that being said, I'm hoping that with a large payment that we're going to make, even though I do believe we may see an interest payment, it will not be nearly as close to $200 like it's been for January and February. Let's talk about the next thing on this list. I have a list of things so I can stay focused. I am not a licensed financial advisor. I am not an accountant. I'm just a woman on a mission to help our family get to financial freedom, even if it means taking an L and getting embarrassed by sharing your real journey. We all start somewhere, and sometimes there are blips and bumps on our road to our financial freedom, whatever that means for you, but it doesn't mean that you cannot create a plan to get out of where you are and stay out so you never have to be in this position again. Okay, so the number of interest charged, we talked about that. The interest that we were charged so far on this credit card was $385, and I rounded that up. That's almost the cost of our fixed expenses, not including our rent for the month. That's a little over $400. So we could pay our electricity bill, our cell phone, our car insurance, all of that. Maybe 1 or 2 less for that amount. That's how much we were charged, and that's just crazy. Then we can start to talk about our debt repayment plan. So for March, I had some goals, and I normally write them in the bottom of my calendar. Pay at least $1,048 towards debt. But I created a specific amount based on the actual charges that we made in November of 2023, because that's where the problem started. That's where we started to carry a balance from one month to the next. From July, when, we were newly pregnant and going through all of the steps. When I say we, I mean me and my husband, but I was the one carrying the baby. But anyway, stay focused, Tasha. From July all the way through October, we had not carried a balance from one month to the next. Coming from October, going through November is when we started carrying a balance. And that is why I'm going through all of the November charges line by line to see what was not paid yet and using that amount to reach our goal of $1,048 towards the debt. And I'm tracking this in multiple places. We paid $97.98 towards the debt on the 1st of March and $36 on the 8th. Again, keep in mind that I have a large debt payment that we plan to make for the 3rd week of March, which is our 3rd paycheck. And then I'm also tracking on my budget by paycheck worksheets. So I know I did pay $97.98 towards the debt. And then again, I did pay $36 towards the debt. And then our plan for the 3rd week is, again, $100. But again, we are hoping that the deposit that we're expecting hits the account ahead of time. Turn this over and we're going to talk about the plan. Okay. What is the plan? First off, in March, the plan, very simple, pay off all of November's charges. It's more than $1,048. But again, we're expecting refunds. So 2 things are happening. Federal tax refunds, and lots of people have lots of opinions about tax refunds. Oh, you're lending money to the government and, interest free and whatnot. I don't care. Whether we get the money up front or later, I don't care. I'm not picky about that. I just want to make good choices with the money that we do have coming in. So tax refunds, state and federal, are what we're going to use to help us pay off the debt even faster. That is the goal. So in March, pay off all of November's charges. And then in April, pay off all of December's charges. That seems simple, right? Yeah, because I need it to be simple. I don't want some complicated plan. I like seeing the numbers, how we can reduce our interest percentages, how we can get this balance down and start using our credit card the way we said we want to, which is paying it off every single week, not having balances carry from one month to the next, because that is debt and I don't want debt. The slave is borrower to the lender. I don't want to be in that position. I want us to be in a position where we can use it responsibly and we can reap the benefits of having the credit card. So this is our plan. And then when we get to January did not have an extensive amount of charges. In January, we only charged $1,961.23, most of which had already been paid back, if you can see by the shaded amounts. So this is where I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So by May, we should have this $8,000 credit card balance to 0. So payoff date, or no, should I say payoff date? Yeah, payoff date, May 31st, 2024. That's when we should be done. Why am I putting it this way? I know I could talk about all of the money nerd stuff. I could talk about how much interest we'll save and all of that, but I would rather say this. With this $8,606, which is actually $8,513 on March 11th when I'm recording. This money here this balance will be paid off. Now, I feel like I would spoil it, but I don't want to spoil what our next large payment is going to be, because I'm going to share that in my budget by paycheck. So here's what we're going to talk about. What we hope for is to pay off this credit card no later than May 31st, 2024. Okay? So that's the middle of the second quarter of the year. And to pay off all of November's outstanding charges in March, pay off all of December's charges in April, and be done by May. Okay? We're not doing any miscellaneous spending. We're trying our best not to buy anything that we do not have the money to pay for right now. 2, faith without works is dead, right? So we believe that we can do this outside of what the numbers may say. 2, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So I do apply scripture to everything I do, especially on this channel, because it's our foundation. It's our faith. And not everyone may share the same faith, but that's what I'm applying to all of this. So life is life right now. Lots of things are happening, but we're not going to let it stop us from pursuing the freedom that we know God has said, yes, we can have it. So we're banning credit card debt. We're getting rid of it. This is the plan. This is my debt confession. If you enjoyed this video, if you found anything helpful about it, anything at all, please make sure to like the video, comment that what happened to you while you watch this video down below, and also make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. My name is Tasha. This is my debt confession. This is plain and as simple as I feel like I could have done it. I hope that you have found some value in this video and what I shared. And I want to remind you, as I always say at the end of every video on this channel, remember to mind your money, okay? Manage it well and live your life abundantly. Love on somebody today and have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.